One of the things that's always been frustrating for me growing stuff in Arizona with our sun, the harsh sunlight we get all the time, is that labels tend to fade. And like, it doesn't matter if you write in Sharpie or whatever. And plastic labels become brittle and break in less than a year. So finding a way to label plants that is durable and affordable has been a frustration, but I think I found something. So today I'm going to look at how to make labels in aluminum out of aluminum cans. So materials, you need an aluminum can, and then I'm going to use some scissors, hole punch, sandpaper. This is 150 grit, but the grit's not particularly important. A nail or a screw or something with a sort of narrow hard point, and a razor blade, a box cutter, X-Acto knife, whatever you can get your hands on, and a straight edge. It doesn't have to be a ruler, but just something with a straight edge. You don't even really need that part, but it's I like using it. And yeah, like a little piece of sandpaper there. So step one is to move this stuff out of the way. Cut the top and bottom off of your can. This is unfortunately not a kid-friendly task here. Get some water coming out. Oh no, it just tore. Okay, doesn't matter. Not what I expected. So the top and bottom we don't need. And then the can, the middle part, we'll cut it open. And the scissors do a pretty nasty job on this. As you can see, it makes it pretty torn up, but we can cut that off with straight edge and a razor pretty easily. And then it's like a nice straight edge there. This stuff is really sharp once it's cut. We'll use the sandpaper in a minute to help fix that. It'll still be a thin piece of metal, which is, dangerous anyways, but it'll be not sharp once it's sanded. But you gotta be careful with this part. Once the razor puts a pretty sharp edge on it, surprisingly easy to cut with a knife. So we've got this here, and it's like a little bit curved, but we can sort of bend it backwards, work that out of it, and then get the sandpaper. Oh, one thing I forgot to do was cut the corners off. And then you can see that. So sanding it like that will take off the burr, the sharp edge from the razor blade cut. You can go all the way around and work that out. And then because it's hard to find markers that are actually permanent in the sunlight, you can will etch in this because it's soft, it's easy to etch in. I've already taken this screw and blunted the end just a little bit. You don't want to cut the aluminum with your screw or your nail. You just want to mark it. So we can write in it now. And you could probably do better with your etching than me, but yeah, so now it's if the angle's right, you can read it. Sometimes if the angle's weird, it's hard to read, but it's not bad. And you can go over it with marker if you want to make it darker for a while till the marker fades. And then you can also just punch a hole in it with a hole punch. It goes through surprisingly easily. And roll up some sandpaper, and then we can sand the inside of that hole so that it doesn't cut whatever you're using to attach it. I've been using twist ties just from grocery store produce. Something with a wire is probably your most durable solution for attaching these labels, but you don't want it to be tight on the branch. You want it to be like very loose so that, you know, whatever you're attaching it to has many years to grow before it grows into the size of that whatever your wire is, so that you should change the wire before that happens. If the plant, you'll kill the branch if the plant grows bigger than the wire. You could use something else if you have a better solution for attaching it to. But there we go. It's a indestructible label, at least as far as the elements go, and it cost $0.